Aphrodite, I'm going to mute you. So I'm going to record this live session, and we're going to start talking about not only writing expressions, we're going to review that from last Thursday, but we're also going to work to evaluate or solve expressions. So let's go ahead and get to work. Ms. Neville's going to share her screen once again. We'll wait until we get Josiah into class. Okay. So there's some key words I want you to remember here, okay? If you want to take some time, remember I'm recording this lesson, and write these down, please do. Whenever I see the word sum or plus, I'm talking about addition. Whenever I'm seeing the words difference or take away, I'm talking about subtraction. Dividing into equal groups. Anytime I see that word divided, I'm talking about division. And when I see that word multiplied, I'm talking about multiplication. These are going to be words we want to make sure we remember and what operations these words should tell us we should do when we're working to write evaluations today. Another really important one is and. Whenever I see that word and, one of our examples will have the word and there today. Whenever I see the word and, I need to use parentheses, okay? Now remember, if Miss Neville goes too fast through any problems today, I want you to raise your virtual hand or just turn on your mic and ask any question you need, okay? If I go too fast and let's say you can't see my screen because of your internet, please know I'm recording this live session and it will be available to you as soon as class is over, okay? So let's get to work. This will be a pretty long class today, most of the 76 minutes, maybe an hour. So let's get to work. We're going to look at example one. And I do want you to write down example one. You want to write down these two sentences. I'll give you some time to do that. It says, Raj is 3 inches taller than Howard. I'm going to underline Raj. 3 inches taller. And I'm going to underline Howard. Let H represent Howard's height. I'm going to underline that too. That's an important piece of information I want to have. We're going to let H, so I'm going to write H equals Howard's height. You should too. So when I'm saying Raj is 3 inches taller than, guys, is Raj bigger than or smaller than Howard? Someone turn on their mic and let me know. When I say Raj is 3 inches taller than Howard, is Raj bigger than or smaller than Howard?
Raj is bigger than Howard.
Very good. Raj is larger than Howard. So when I write my expression, I want to write Howard's height, and because Raj is bigger than Howard, I have to add 3 inches to Howard. So when we write this as an expression, we need to write, and we shouldn't have done a capital H there. I'm sorry, guys. H plus 3. In other words, Howard's height plus 3 inches would tell me how tall Raj is, okay? So Raj is 3 inches taller than Howard. So whatever Howard's height is, I have to add 3 inches. Remember, we said Raj was larger than Howard. Please take some time to finish writing this down. We'll be going on in 2 minutes.
Miss Neville.
Yes.
I can't see your screen. I only see like your profile picture.
It might be your internet. I'm going to share it again, and possibly you'll be able to see it this time. What about now?
No, ma'am.
I'm sorry, sweetie. It's being recorded, so you'll be able to watch it later on. And we want to make sure we keep ourselves muted, please. Okay, let's look at example 2. Marcus has, and we're going to highlight again. We want to highlight again. Let's use red. Marcus has 4 times the sum of 6 and a number of marbles that David has. So Marcus has more marbles than David does. So I want to underline some important facts here. And you don't have to write this one. This is a little bit longer. When you watch the recorded lesson, you may want to, but I really want you to be able to watch Ms. Neville's thinking. I'm going to model my thinking for how to write an algebraic expression. So Marcus has 4 times the sum of 6 and the number. Guys, what operation will I use when I see that word sum?
Multiply. Addition.
Addition. Very good. Okay. And when I see that word and, what do I know I need to have in my algebraic expression?
Parentheses.
Parentheses. Very good. Very good. So, and we want to let D represent the number of marbles David has. So when we're working on this problem, we're going to have 4 here. We're then going to create our parentheses, 6, and the sum. What operation am I using here, y'all?
Addition. Addition.
6 plus n. Let's talk about what we're saying here. We're saying Marcus has more marbles than David. What we've done is we have created an expression to where we can find out how many more marbles David has. If David has 10 marbles, we'll be able to use this expression to tell us how many more Marcus has. Marcus has 4 times. Notice I don't have a multiplication sign here. Whenever I see, you want to write this down, whenever I have a number beside parentheses, that means I'm multiplying. I'm multiplying 4 by whatever happens inside of these parentheses. Whatever numbers are inside these parentheses, I'm multiplying by 4. Whenever I see a number beside parentheses with nothing in between them, no sign in between them, I'm going to multiply. That tells me multiplying. Please take some time to write down this information. If you have time to write out Marcus and David's story, I would do that too. Especially as we're practicing this, you want to have as many tools in your tool belt as possible. So take some time to finish writing this down. We'll go on in 2 minutes.
Miss Neville. All I can see is the quotation marks and the word multiplying, and that's all I could see.
You're muted.
It's your internet connection. Was that Emily telling me about what you could see?
Yes, ma'am, and I just got a new hotspot.
Yeah, I'm sorry, sweetie. It could just be where you are. So just know I'm recording the lesson, and so you can go back and watch it later on, okay? I'm sorry, Emily. Okay. So let's look at example 3.
Can't see it.
Go ahead and mute yourself, please. Jaden begins with 25 cups with soil at the greenhouse. That's important. I don't want to forget it. Each day, he fills 5 more cups with soil. The number of cups he will have after n days. So what I want us to do here is not only are we going to write down this algebraic expression, I also want to make sure we remember some important words: coefficient and variable. We'll definitely need to know those words when we go into evaluating expressions later on today in class and for the rest of the week, really. So let's look here. He has 25 cups. When I see that word, he will have more cups. What operation do you think I'll be doing?
Addition.
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 So he will have 5 more cups every day. Now, this is what this problem looks like as an expression. When we look at this, can someone remind me, 5 is going to be added, subtracted, multiplied, or divided by this number here in? What operation will I do? This will be multiplied. Whenever I see a number beside a letter, or in other words, 5 is called our coefficient. Please label this, you'll need it. And n is our variable. Whenever I see a coefficient beside a variable with no sign in the middle, with no sign right in between the two, I know I'm going to be multiplying. 5 is my coefficient, n is my variable, and 25 is called my constant. Please mute yourself. I don't want to have to tell you again. That's better. So take some time to finish writing this down, okay? 5 is our coefficient here. And every day we're going to add more cups. N represents our days, how many days. Whenever I see that variable there, that letter, that variable is some number. We don't know what that number is. That variable is some sort of number. Okay? So I could replace, which is what we're going to be doing in a minute, I could replace this with any number and multiply it by 5 and add 25 and solve or evaluate this expression. You got another minute to finish writing down whatever you need. All right, let's keep going. So let's do some guided practice here. Let's do some guided practice here. These are going to be our next examples. If you'll write these down, examples A, B, and C. Okay? And this is where you may want to turn on your mics because I'm going to be asking some questions that you'll need to help me to answer. So, when I see this word divided, what operation will I be doing?
Division.
Division. So I could write 32 divided by B like this, or you'll want to write this down. I could write 32 divided by B. Yes, division written as a fraction are the same thing. In fact, when I see a fraction, that just tells me that the numerator, the number on top, is being divided by my denominator, my number on the bottom. Example B, the sum of 112 and M. Now, when I see that word sum, what is that telling me to do?
Add.
Add. So the sum of 112 plus M. C, the product of. Ooh, that's a new word. When I see the word product, what do you think I'm doing? What operation would I possibly be doing?
Multiplication.
Multiplication. Guys, we don't want to forget that. So we'll want to make sure we write it in our notes so it can help us out later on when we do our online textbook assignment today. The product of 1/2 and X. Now I could write it like this, but that looks really confusing. So what I want to write, remember, is just my coefficient, 1/2, beside my variable X. That's how you will usually see it, okay? That's how you will usually see it from now on. Whenever I'm doing multiplication, that X will either be in parentheses, so I can do it like this, or more commonly, the coefficient, the number 1/2, right beside my variable X. That tells me I'm multiplying. Take some time to finish writing this down if you haven't. And I'm going to walk you through your first independent practice for today. You're going to have 2 assignments that you'll need to get done today during class, today after class ends. So if you don't have those assignments done, I'm going to put you in my small group session tomorrow, and you'll have it'll be counted as a late grade when you turn it in tomorrow. So it's important for you to please get these 2 assignments done today for homework. That'll kind of get you back into the swing of things when some of you go back to regular school. When you go back to face-to-face school, you'll have homework some nights. So you'll need to make sure that you're in that groove, especially with math. You'll want to make sure you're in that groove of getting assignments done. Okay, so writing algebraic expressions to model situations. You're going to be working on some independent practice in your online textbook. And like Ms. Neville said, that's going to be due tomorrow. So let's talk about what you're going to be doing. Let's talk about what you'll be doing here. We're going to go to our math class. We've got a new folder, our blue folder here, week 17 through 20. This is our math lesson from Thursday. Also, what's going to go in here is this recorded lesson from today. It'll be in here as well. But our assignment that we're going to be working on today, we're going to click on this link, Independent Practice Online Textbook. You're going to log into your textbook. Hopefully you remember your password. If not, you've written it down in your math notebook. And when you get there, the assignment that you're going to be working on today is interactive writing algebraic expressions to model situations. When you click on that, you're going to see, open it. It walks you through coefficients, variables, and constants, what we talked about in class. It also walks you through how to write that algebraic expression step by step. Then you will write your algebraic expression. Yes, you're going to read what happens here at Lakeside Mall and type in what that looks like as an algebraic expression. Exactly what we did during whole group and guided practice today. You're going to do another one, okay, where you're going to be able to check your work, and I'm going to see how you did on that. And then you'll do C, and that's it. You got 3 problems that you need to get done there. You are only working on the page, write algebraic expressions to model situations. Because you only have 3 problems to do for that first assignment, that's why it's due on Tuesday, okay? Because you only have 3 problems to do. If it was 15 problems, that's a little bit tougher, okay? So I want this due today at the end of, or by tomorrow, okay, before math class begins. Emily, go ahead and unmute yourself and tell us what you need. Michael, go ahead and unmute. Oh, go ahead, Emily.
I didn't need anything for a question earlier.
Okay. You'll email it to me then, please. Michael, you don't have any questions anymore? Okay. So you're going to be working on that assignment today, okay? But I'm not going to let you go yet because some of you don't do your independent practice when I let you leave. So we're going to go right into our next part of our lesson, evaluating expressions. If you would please, in your notes, write evaluating expressions. That's where we're going next. So now, when I see that word evaluate, all I mean is solve. When we're evaluating an expression, we're solving it. And your second assignment, that will be due Tuesday, your second assignment is going to be your evaluating expressions today. So we're going to do some practice together. I'm going to teach you how to, I'm going to model some thought to you. And then I want you to go right into evaluating an expression through your independent practice. Ooh. Excuse me. So we want to make sure we understand, please write this down. When Ms. Neville talks about evaluating expressions, I'm talking about substituting variables with numbers so that we can solve our expression. So for example, if I had 6n plus 5, and I tell you, let n equal 2, Anywhere where I see an N, I'm going to replace it with the number 2. So what that will look like, I have to rewrite it. I'm going to rewrite my expression. So now this expression will read 6 times 2. Remember, whenever my coefficient, my number, is beside a variable, a letter, that means I'm multiplying. So 6 times 2 plus 5. And here, we just do the order of operations. 6 times 2 is... Someone turn on your mic and let us know what is 6 times 2.
12.
12 plus 5 is, can someone let me know what is 12 plus 5?
17.
17. Very good. So that's what I mean by evaluating an expression. I want to substitute my variable. Anywhere where I see an N, I'm going to write a 2 because that's what the directions told me. Whenever you see an N, it's equal to 2. Take some time to finish writing this down. We'll be going on in 1 minute. Okay, so let's go on here. Example 4, please write this down. We're going to be evaluating 4x to the third power minus 3y. We want to make sure x, anywhere I see an x, I substitute it with a 2. And anywhere I see a y, I substitute it with a 10. So step 1 is to substitute my variables with numbers. Okay. And my second step here is to rewrite it. So when I rewrite it, I'm substituting those numbers. 4, when it's an x, what do I write? What number do I write when I see an x, guys?
2.
2 to the third power minus 3 times y. And when I see a y, what number do I write?
10.
So now we have our, we need to do our order of operations. Remember, we want to work with anything that's in parentheses first. So what is 2 to the third power? In other words, what is 2 times 2 times 2? Everyone should have 8. Very good. So 4 times 8 minus 3 times 10. So, can someone please let us know what is 4 times 8?
32.
32 minus what is 3 times 10?
30.
So what is 32 minus 30?
2.
So my answer here for this expression, when x is 2 and y is 10, my answer here would be 2. Take some time to finish writing this down. I hope you wrote down the example question as well. We'll be going on in 2 minutes. Okay, we're going on to our next example. Example 5, evaluate 4 times x to the second power times y. My goodness, when x is 3 and y is 0.5. This is why you wanted to have your calculator today, okay? You are allowed to use calculators during this. So we have 4x to the second power times y. Remember, whenever I don't see any operations here, that's telling me I'm going to multiply. So now let's rewrite. We don't do anything with that 4. Whenever I see an x, what number am I writing?
3.
3. And then times, whenever I see a y, what number am I writing?
0.5.
So let's follow the order of operations and get to work. 4 times, we got to do something inside these parentheses, 3 to the second power. What would that be? In other words, what is 3 times 3?
9.
Times 0.5. So we're going to work from left to right. Can someone please tell me what is 4 times 9?
36.
36. Now use your calculators and type in your calculators 36 times 0.5. And please tell me your answer.
18.
Our answer here would be 18. This is tough, but we want to remember our steps here. Substitute first, rewrite second. And then third really will be use order of operations. To solve. If you'd like to write out those steps, you definitely can. I'm going to give you a minute to finish writing this down. We'll be going on in a minute. All right, so let's keep going. Example 5. Please write this down and follow the steps. I'm going to call on a non-volunteer to tell me the first thing we do once you've written this down. Please write this down and try this out on your own.
I can't get into the question.
I'm sorry, Emily. I can't help you out, sweetie. It's your internet. Remember our steps. Substitute, rewrite, use order of operations to solve. Okay, Orlando, turn your mic on and tell me what's the first thing I need to do?
Substitute.
Yeah. So what am I substituting, buddy?
X.
Anywhere I see an X, Orlando, I need to write down what number? Anywhere I see an X, Orlando, I need to write down what number?
5.
Nope, we're going to let X equal 6.
6.
Yep. So 6 to the second power minus 5 times 6. So now we're going to do order of operations. So there's nothing inside of that parentheses there, so we're going to leave it there. We're going to do exponents here on the left. 6 to the second power equals what, Jalen? In other words, what is 6 times 6? Jalen, what is 6 to the second power? What does that equal? Melena, if you're on, could you unmute yourself and let us know what is 6 to the second power?
36.
Very good. 36 minus, what is 5 times 6? Jackson, if you could unmute yourself and let us know, what is 5 times 6?
30.
Good. So 36 minus 30 equals 6. That's how we solve that. Notice how we substituted and rewrote. And then use that order of operations to solve. Okay? Our last example together today before you get to work on your assignment. 4s when s is 8. Remember, whenever I have a coefficient, the number, beside a variable, the letter, what operation will I be doing? Adding, subtracting, multiplying, or dividing? We know we're going to be multiplying, guys. So whenever I see an S, I'm going to replace it with an 8. Remember, we're going to let S equal 8. And what is 4 times 8?
32.
32. Okay. So your next assignment that you're going to be working on will be in Schoology. And I'm going to upload that at right about the same time that I upload this live lesson. The time right now is 1:13, and you should be working on your math assignments until 1:44 today. Your second assignment will be a Schoology assignment. Your second assignment will be a Schoology assignment today. So you're going to work on that assignment as soon as you finish your 3 problems in math. If you do not get those problems done, you'll receive a late grade and you'll have to attend small group tomorrow. Okay, so you'll be held back from being able to progress with everyone else. Are there any questions about what you're supposed to be doing today?